Good evening, I'm Nashika and this is chale.news. Tonight, 62 Ghanaians confirmed dead after being sent to fight someone else's war. The Auditor-General just flagged over 20 billion cedis in public sector irregularities. And a 12-year-old girl in a hospital bed keeps calling for her father, not knowing he's already gone. Stay with me. 62 Ghanaians dead after being illegally recruited to fight in the Russia-Ukraine war. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa confirmed the toll today. 15 others are still missing. We've been watching this story develop, and now Ghana and Russia have signed an agreement to jointly dismantle the recruitment network. That agreement is welcome, but 62 families already have funerals to plan. Ghana's Auditor-General has flagged 20.49 billion great-thousand in financial irregularities across public institutions, ministries, district assemblies, all of it. To put that in perspective, it's roughly 8 times Ghana's record FDI intake last year, and this is happening while we're under an IMF austerity program. Let that sink in. Full breakdown at chale.news. The GoldBod saga keeps moving. The NPP minority has filed a second motion in Parliament to probe an alleged GH22 billion loss linked to GoldBod and the Bank of Ghana, and to force CEO Sammy Gyamfi to testify. The first motion was voted down by the NDC majority. Meanwhile, reports say Gyamfi has quietly beefed up his personal security over unspecified threats. Some genuinely good fiscal news: Ghana has signed a €163 million debt restructuring deal with Belgium, slashing the share of tax revenue going to debt servicing from 55% all the way down to below 20%. Finance Minister Otto Forson says that freed up space goes to healthcare, education, and roads. A real milestone. Also on the investment front, Ghana has scrapped the $200,000 to $500,000 minimum capital rules that used to block smaller foreign businesses from setting up here. The new law, Act 1173, targets tech startups, consultancies, and knowledge-based firms. Ghana's FDI hit a record $2.6 billion in 2025. This is the government doubling down on that momentum. If you use Zeepay, listen closely. Ghana's High Court has frozen every asset the company has: bank accounts, digital platforms, everything. Officials have 72 hours to complete an inventory. This follows a winding up petition by the Registrar of Companies. If you have money on that platform, check chale.news for the full picture. Ghana's Mineworkers Union says 95% of workers in the sector are already in precarious jobs, and a Minerals Commission directive pushing toward contract mining will make that worse. Red armbands go on September 1st. Full strike to follow if government doesn't act by end of September. Yesterday's nationwide blackout, triggered by a fault on the Akosombo Volta transmission line, is not being let go quietly. Energy watchdog ASEC is demanding GRIDCo publish a full technical report. Their argument: restoring power isn't enough. Ghanaians deserve to know what broke and what will stop it happening again. GRIDCo says an investigation is underway. No timeline given. Suspected contaminated frozen chicken was dumped in bushland near Ho. It sat there for 3 days. By the time FDA officials moved in, some residents had already cooked and eaten it. Samples are being tested. The BNI is investigating who dumped the products. No formal health advisory has been issued yet, which is its own problem. The DRC Ebola outbreak has now killed more than 2,500 people, and the UN says it's spreading exponentially. Over 260 attacks on health workers have crippled the response, and the containment funding is weeks from running out. Ghana's GHS has issued no advisory. This is a regional crisis, and it is moving fast. Her name is Angelina Na Adorkor. She's 12. She survived the Ofankor barrier crash on August 13th but lost both legs. From her hospital bed at Ga East, she calls out for her father every day. She doesn't know he died at the scene. Her family is asking for public support. Some stories don't need a lot of words. 0. That's the WASSCE pass rate for 18 senior high schools in the Volta region in 2025. Not low. 0. GES has responded with an emergency 3-day clinic at Sokoti Loco. But clinics fix symptoms. Someone needs to answer for how 18 schools got here. Thomas Partey is officially heading to Saudi Arabia. He's signed for Shabab on a 1-year free transfer, $4.5 million a year. He left Villarreal after his contract expired, and this move lands just weeks before AFCON 2027 qualifying begins in September. The question now: what does a Saudi league schedule mean for his availability for the Black Stars? Baba Yara has lost its CAF international certification. Infrastructure failures mean Kumasi is now locked out of all continental football fixtures. Renovations have started, but the NSA says urgent funding is needed to hit CAF's reinspection timeline. No amount, no deadline, no funding source has been announced. Finally, Akosua Serwa, widow of highlife legend Daddy Lumba, has filed a $3 million defamation suit at the Kumasi High Court. She's suing over claims that her German marriage certificate is forged. The stakes go beyond reputation. Her legal status as Daddy Lumba's widow is tied directly to his estate proceedings. That's your evening, Chale. Heavy day, but you're informed. Every story we covered tonight lives in full at chale.news. We'll see you in the morning.